Alright guys, today I'm going to take you along on a little trip and show you guys the board that I'm riding this summer. It's a 9.0 by SoftTec, and it's really, really fun. Even when the surf is super small like this, I've been able to make it out. So let's just enjoy this session, and we'll talk more about it later. It's afternoon now, and I'm just gonna do a couple practice turns on my surf skate, and then we're gonna head back into the water. I broke my GoPro this morning. There was a little crack in this, and it got worse, and I got some water in, so I'm kind of bummed about that. But we're gonna get a couple turns in. And someone mentioned to me the other day that when I do my cutbacks or just surfing in general, I'm very like straight up, like standing straight up, and I should compress more. Which is something that I never really think about, because in skateboarding, like usually like street skating or just like randomly like casual park skating, like I'm always pretty straight up. So yeah, I've been trying to squat more into some turns. Just going to do a couple turns, and then we'll see if there's any more waves. Maybe jump in the water real quick and cool off after this session. Also rocking Ninja Turtle and Pizza Sock today with the half cabs, of course. World's #1 skateboarding shoe. basically I've just been doing like a bunch of reps of these over and over again until I can feel like my muscles like starting to give out. And then like, because that's how, like, when I'm in the water, like a lot of the times, like if you're like struggling to get to a wave, you paddle to a wave, like you're out of breath by the time you go into the turn. And so my thought process is, if I can like kind of duplicate that situation on land so that I can like have that same amount of like lack of oxygen to my brain to like think about what I'm doing, and if I can do it here under those conditions, it'll be easier for me to do it in the water when like I'm under a lot of pressure. Okay, so unfortunately the waves were not as good as the morning, and I couldn't find anyone to film, so I just filmed on my cell phone. But I think you guys can get the idea just from watching these waves, how easy it is to glide on this board. I'm weighing in anywhere between 215 to 220. As you can see, this board is floating me through very flat sections on a very small wave. So it has a lot of buoyancy and glide. Now, for those of you who only ride like poly boards or epoxy, and have never really ridden soft tops before, this board definitely sits like on top of the water a lot more than like a nose rider would. So it's a little bit of a different sensation. It feels very boaty. But look at this. Look at this. I'm gliding. There's not even really a wave. Another great feature about these SoftTec boards is you can put real FCS1 fins in them. So the fins are a thruster setup, and I was riding it as a twin plus trailer. And I actually snapped one of the twin fins off a couple days ago, and the tabs got stuck in the fin box because there's like all sand in it, and I've just been like too lazy to take it out. So I've been riding it with one twin fin and then a trailer for like, I don't know, like 3 days maybe. And look, the thing like still works and turns and stuff. See? What the heck? And I've definitely noticed that like if I'm out there with a bunch of guys who are much lighter than me and they're on like nose riders, like real logs, I can get into the wave like around the same point where they would be able to get into the wave, because I know that's sometimes frustrating if you have like a smaller soft top, how you can't really glide into waves that like haven't broken yet, but this board can do it. Most people watching this are probably lighter than I am, so if you're lighter, like it's just gonna glide even better. For me, this board has exceeded my expectations. Actually, the other SoftTec board, the 6.0, also greatly exceeded my expectations. I have a video coming out on that, but I've been lagging on it a bit because I wanted to get some extra shots, and the waves have been flat. If you want to see one of these boards in person, they have a lot of SoftTec boards at Bearwire's Surf Shop in Spring Lake, New Jersey. Go check them out. Go talk to them. They'll talk to you about the boards and stuff. And yeah, I think it's definitely worth it to have a board like this in your quiver, because you don't have to worry about it getting dinged. You don't have to worry about somebody stealing it if it's on top of your car. I think it's all around just a great board to have.